Hey sports fans, here's a tip to keep in mind the next time you make your betting picks. According to research, home field advantage is no joke, especially in those playoffs. In the NBA and the NFL postseason, the home team typically has a 64% shot at victory. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It's in-game live game day on this thirst-quenching Thursday. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching, analyzing, more importantly, betting on the world of sports. Ah, yes, little NBA, little hockey, little baseball. We got some college basketball, NIT finals, and the CBC going on tonight. More chances to bet some overs in some of these non-NCAA tournament games. Dave, great lineup. We got Jeff Dawson, Tom Vecchio. They were so good yesterday with Cam Stewart. We're going to have him back again today, giving us a bunch of winners yesterday. And apparently, Dave, the Torpedo Bats are back in the Bronx as Aaron Judge. So was the shipment of needles from some guy from Canada. This, unrelated story, I'm sure. But Aaron Judge going yard. The Torpedo Bats are back, and the Yankees have scored some runs. What's going on, my friend?
I don't even know what you're implying right now, but yeah, the Yankee game's headed over 6-1, top of the fourth. Yesterday we tried everything we could. I wore the Brave stuff. I even went, Hank Aaron, number 44. We were up 5-0 with the Braves. The books were like, oh, finally, the Dodgers, we're gonna lose. And then, we finished the show with the big hit that we had yesterday in the Diamondbacks-Yankees game. When we told the world, play the Yankees right now, and then boom, plus 3.5, we get a home run. That worked out great. But that Braves play didn't, because the man is not human. Shohei Ohtani, what was that? Just step up, hit a bomb, 6-5 on bobblehead night. Shohei bobblehead night gets it done. There's only a couple baseball games tonight. I mean, we'll talk about torpedo bats. We'll talk about left-handed starters in Milwaukee. 7 games. This is the 5th time they face a left-handed starter. So that one's coming up here, actually just underway. Reds at Milwaukee. There's no scoring in that one. The other game's going over. Wetzel, that's a hell of a lineup card that we have tonight. But this 5 on the line thing, smoking. Every day, this segment, we're going to give you these things. What do you call them? Not winners. These are just trends to pick.
Just
watch,
trends,
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, not even suggestions. Like there's a couple that I actually didn't necessarily like yesterday, but these are the 5 best trends. I spent hours course, I'm getting billed for that. I'm like the firm with Tom Cruise, you know. Oh, yeah, we'll get a double bill.
Billable hours.
I can't believe they based that whole movie on double billing. I mean, come on. Every Joe Schmo in the world. It's one of the best movies of all time. People always love, great movie, right? Yeah, but it's a simple dopey. You build a couple of extra hours. What's the big deal? Anyway, so yes, these are the five best trends after digging deep. NIT, basketball, hockey, football, you name it, we dug deep. So time for our new little trend, 5 on the line. All right, yesterday, little hiccup yesterday. I will say that we went 1-4 yesterday. Only winner was the number 1, which we have yet to lose since we started doing this, for 4 or 5 days now. OKC again. Again, they are just a covering machine. They really are just a covering machine. They beat Detroit. The others did not. Still 9 games over 500 with these trends if you follow them religiously and if you bet them the way, the trend says. Don't necessarily have to, obviously. So here we go. 5 best trends. We gave this one out earlier in the week when they covered. So let's go right back to the well. Number 5, NIT Finals. Chattanooga taking on UC Irvine. Chattanooga, slight underdog, getting 3.5. 11-1 now against the spread. You see there as an underdog. So where are we going to go? You know it. Let's go Chattanooga plus 3.5, right? And I was going to say in New York, but it's in Indianapolis now since they switched over.
Indianapolis.
So,
we
Chattanooga
we had on the guy
right?
doing the play-by-play today from Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Cool.
Mike Corey. I like the mocks. Who doesn't like mocks? I mean, mocks plus the points. There it is. Go.
There you go. All right, number 4, going to switch to hockey. The rest are going to be hockey plays. LA Kings playing great hockey. 9-2, their last 11 overall. They're taking on the Utah. We haven't figured out a name yet. I'm going to call them the Mountain
Club.
The hockey club, as goofy as they are, right? That's why they can't beat LA. Utah has lost 6 in a row. LA's beat them 6 straight. And, of course, they're 9-2 the last 11 overall. So where are we going to go? Best trend on the board? LA. There you go. Minus 130 at Utah. You gotta play it. Absolutely. All right.
That's the
number
move.
3. Yeah, right. Number 3, Dave. Another hockey play. Edmonton. 11-1.
Whoa.
Last 12 meetings against San Jose. Now, I know everyone beats the snot out of San Jose, right? I get they're awful. Edmonton's good. I don't think McDavid's going to be back for this game. He's close to returning, but they do have Draisaitl back. But 11-1 against anybody. You could play Topeka High 12 times. And you beat them 11. You own them. So where are we going to go? Let's grab Edmonton, right? Minus 280.
You're not even afraid of that big money line? This is oh boy. SJ Sharkey, Cam will be on later. We'll talk about this as it gets closer to dropping the puck. That one might be a fade. We'll see. All
right. Number 2. This one's a little easier on the wallet. Vegas, hockey again. Taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Great game in Las Vegas. Vegas let us down the other night as 160 favorites, right? Yeah. So they're taking on Winnipeg. You got to figure, Scott, why that one? It's a 50-50 series, right? I mean, it's like flipping a coin. No, it's not, surprisingly enough. Vegas, you see there, 9-0 against Winnipeg. They've beaten them 9 straight. For whatever reason, they own the Jets. And this is a good one in that Vegas has been really good for the last few years, and Winnipeg's been really good the last few years. So it's not like one team is all of a sudden good, so that explains it. So where are we going to go? Got to go Vegas, minus the 120. It is up, I will say, meaning that line is like minus 145, 155 even. So word leaked out that we were putting them on the list, so they bumped up the odds.
It's being reported here that Hellebuck is not playing tonight for Winnipeg. So the steam came on the Knights. We'll see what happens. The Knights had 6 in a row on the road and came home, lost the game the other night. This is a good play tonight on the Knights.
All right. So even if it's 154, as FanDuel has it right now, go ahead and play Vegas. So that leaves us with only one. And again, since we've been doing this, we've yet to lose with the number 1 absolute best play of the day. We're looking at the St. Louis Blues taking on your beloved Pittsburgh Penguins, Dave. 10 in a row. So Where are we going to go? Number one trend? It's the perfect 10. Got to go St. Louis, 2:30 against the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh,
Going
man.
for 11th straight.
Yeah, they're going to lose once before the playoffs, but it's not going to be tonight. All right, this is that one. The Blues are going to win. I think, if you're not comfortable with the 2:30, do it in regulation. We'll keep it close. The Penguins are toast. That's it. I like those. That's a pretty good solid 5 right there. What do you think?
Yeah.
3-2, 4-1.
I think 4-1. I think we're due for some of these big favorites. Now, one thing about the trends also is the trends, like, this is a computer. It's the computer Wetzel mind, and the computer Wetzel mind doesn't have a personality. It's kind of like, so we don't look at the odds, right? Odds are out the window. It's just straight trend, computer trend. Game live coming up.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming. The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts, so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're gonna go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's gonna help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
And welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave just getting underway. We are locked and loaded with our 5 on the line best trends. We'll see how those things turn out. We'll follow along throughout the evening here. Got really a lot, not a whole lot, but a lot of different choices, whether it's NBA, NHL, college basketball, hockey. So let's bring in our aficionado for all those sports, our good buddy Jeff Dawson, EastCoastSportsInvestors.com, EastCoastSportsInvestors.com for all his plays. What's going on, Jeff? How are you tonight?
I'm feeling great. The red hot Red Sox winners of 2 in a row, getting ready to come home and play the St. Louis Cardinals 3-4. Devers is getting ready to, really tear the cover off the ball. And weather permitting, of course, gentlemen, weather permitting.
weather permitting, and Devers got 2 hits. That's great. So he'll probably not get a hit tomorrow.
Nice.
Right. But they are minus 135, JD, tomorrow with Bueller pitching. Bueller. The weather permitting, yes, the total is 9. Are we really back? Like, are you thinking this is one of those Red Sox home openers that you've been going to a long time when you were a kid, as an adult with the girls, everything else? Is it that easy? You just laying it, going over, or what?
Dave, who's on the other side for St. Louis? Because that's a St. Louis number here. I mean,
Fetty.
Bueller, Penny?
Fetty.
Fetty is. I'm very. If it was Red Sox minus 160, I would say we're going to get the Walker Bueller from the playoffs in the World Series. Here, there's high expectation here, guys, for the Red Sox. And they started slow after winning the first one, lost 4 in a row. Now we've won 2 in a row. Devers gets a couple hits. We saw Crochet, what he can do yesterday. So for only a 130 or a 135, as much as I'm going to be rooting real hard, I would say buyer beware here, because that is enticing Red Sox money in my eyes here. Again, respect that 145, 150, not 130, 135. So I will pass, but root hard, guys.
What were your impressions? Dodgers do it again last night before we get to today's play, Jeff. I mean, it's amazing, right?
Hey, listen. I came on last night. My stench of the year was the Braves team total over 3.5 plus 115. They got there. They got there in the second inning. Now, here's the funny 5-0, and then the Dodgers are like Cobra Kai. They just keep sweeping the leg. 5-5. Here comes Ohtani, 6-5, thanks for playing. And listen, everyone keeps saying it doesn't matter how bad I do in the matinee, how bad I do at night. I got the Dodgers and the late nightcap here. But that well's going to run dry sooner or later. But I think, guys, here, hey, they're 8-0, but I don't think enough people are talking about the Padres. They're 7-0.
Yeah. They got a half a game lead. They started the season, Dave, 8-0, yet they only got a half a game lead after everything's said and done.
It's hard to believe you go 7-0 and you're not in the lead. I mean, that's even the bigger question, right? The Giants are 5-1 and 2 games back. It's crazy. JD, there's another game in LA tonight. It's not the Dodgers. The Dodgers will be in Philly all weekend. But the Lakers are hosting the Warriors. And man, oh man, this is the game of the night in the NBA. It looks so easy when they give you this number, 1.5 or 2 on the Lakers. Totals 230. One, do you have a side or a total in this one, or a team total, or anything other thing that you can? And 2, will you be up when this game ends?
If I am up when this game ends, it's probably just because I had to get up and go to the bathroom. No, I will not be awake to watch this again. But with that said, it opened at 1.5 with the 230. Now a pick 'em money trickling in here on Golden State. I personally would lean Golden State here. My assumption would be both team totals are right around 115. And let me see what I got right here. 115.5 right now for the Lakers, 114.5 for Golden State. So right around there. Again, I like Golden State to win this game, but I could see people saying there's some value, obviously, with the Lakers at home. Again, I'd respect that at a 3.5, not a pick 'em right now. Also would lean Golden State team total over the 114.5.
All right. Big slate of hockey tonight. A couple of great ones out in the left coast there. I'll start there. Winnipeg and Vegas. We had mentioned that Vegas has beaten Winnipeg, Jeff, 9 straight, believe it or not. Any thoughts on that one or any of the games that are on the board today?
That's the game of the night, and I was looking deep into that one. Overnight, Vegas minus 130, the Jets plus 110 with a 5.5 over. About 20 cents is coming in on Vegas minus 150. You can get Winnipeg at 135 with a 5.5. The team totals is the intriguing part, guys. Right now, Vegas 3.5 under minus 155. So if you like Vegas tonight and you don't want to lay the 150, you can go to the window and take their team total over the 3.5 and get them at plus 135. And if you like Winnipeg tonight, and again, you could take the plus 130 on the money line if you like it, or 125 here. But you can get cute here. I like to get cute here. Take their team total over the 2.5. You will lay 20 cents, but it'll be a race to 3 today. And if it's 3-3 goes to overtime or shootout, we've already cashed the ticket, and then we can, just move on to another game.
Love it. All right, you got about 30 seconds. College basketball. We're not talking about the NCAA tournament, although we have. Tonight, NIT final. It's Mocs and it's Anteaters. It's 3.5, around 145. We got a lot of trends that say the Mocs are the play. Take the Mocs plus the points. Take the Mocs on the money line. You're nodding your head. Are you in agreement with the S&W show tonight?
If you like UC Irvine, I would strongly suggest to play the money line in the first half. I wouldn't lay the 1.5. A lot of people I've talked to today, guys, are on the Chattanooga Express here. If you can grab the 3.5, grab it. Secondly, grab the team total over 71.5.
There you go. All to the play. Great step.
We all know nothing beats the energy of playing live roulette in a casino. But playing roulette online sure does have its perks. At the casino, you'll average 40 to 50 spins per hour. But online, you're looking at 100 to 150. The more spins, the more chance of wins. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
4 number ones, 4 champions. 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number one.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Again, thanks to Jeff Dawson, our good buddy, joins us all the time here on the Grid. Check out all his picks, EastCoastSportsInvestors.com. All right, big slate of games. We got some NBA, we got some NHL, really nice slate of hockey games, including our Bruins already down 1-0. are they just awful, just awful. I was going to put them into trends, but that game started already. We do have some games coming up, including the subject of our SGP same game parlay. All right, here we go. Back to the ice for our SGP tonight. We're going to use the Edmonton-San Jose game. I think it's going to be a chalk night. You get nights where the big favorites all lose or maybe win by only one goal or overtime. I think the NHL is due for one of those where all the big-time favorites win and everyone says, boy, that's so easy. I'm going to bet hockey from here on out. So let's start with Edmonton, Dave, winning against San Jose, a team they own. We mentioned it, 11-1 their last 12. Some of those were in overtime, I will say, but I'm going to grab them minus 190 in regulation to win at San Jose. We're going to go under 6.5 Edmonton, San Jose. For the most part, it's been an under because San Jose couldn't score with a $20 bill in a cheap brothel house, as we like to say. Yeah. So Draisaitl is back. He's played 2 games since he missed about a week or so, week and a half. McDavid's not, but Draisaitl, and since his return, he's been on fire. He's the team leader anyway. Leads the team in points, 105. He's got 3 goals and 1 assist in his 2 games back, so he's had a little bit of a break. I would do this with a lot of guys right before the All-Star, right before the playoffs. Man, it is amazing how these guys all get a little extra juice. So we're going to go Draisaitl 1 point. We're going to go Draisaitl 3 shots on goal. He averages 4.5. He's had 3 in 7 of his last 10. Going to go Evan Bouchard, who was bumped up to the number 1 line with Draisaitl. He's 3rd on the team. There's a very, this is a little pop quiz we could talk about maybe later. But the 3rd leading scorer on Edmonton only has 60 points. They're not a very deep team. It's amazing. It's Bouchard. He's got 1 assist. He's had 1 assist in 4 of his last 5 games, 3 since the McDavid injury, if that Draisaitl's been back. So he's been on fire. And then we'll flip on the other side of the ice. We'll go with Celebrini, the rookie number 1 draft choice for San Jose. 2, not 3. We won't stretch it out. 2 shots on goal. He's had 2 or more in 12 straight games. So bumped it up about 100 points. So, I mean, and the chances are pretty good he's going to get. He's from Canada. I'm sure he's all pumped up to play the Oilers here. So add it all up, and it's a nice 7.5 to 1 payout.
Oh, my. All right. 6 pieces on the same game parlay tonight. Couldn't you use Celebrini with the 3 shots on goal? Why'd you go with the 2 and put that big minus 660?
Yeah,
the value down.
That was like a freebie. Some of these are just like, let's just bump it up 100
points.
Oh, boy. So I don't want to have to sweat him out. I don't want to have Edmonton for Edmonton come through, and then the other side, who I really don't like, end up not winning. So it would have pushed it up to close to 10 to 1. I will say.
That's what I'm talking about. I think that one was, I would have used the 3 there. You need the game under. Yeah, that's the one I'm worried about the most. I'm very nervous about that one. Edmonton should win the game, but San Jose will make it a game, and probably at some point San Jose will be leading this game. One of those situations. So
maybe
Draisaitl's been the man. You're absolutely right. People are reaching out via the Twitter at SportsBK and Sig and at Opposite Picks for you at SportsGrid, tagging us, wondering if we coordinated our outfits tonight. My hat with your shirt, when you put the shots side by side, I mean, it looks like a match made somewhere. I don't know where, but it's there. This thing looks good. The same game parlay looks good, but it doesn't look as good as the 2-shot tonight. The 2-shot looks outstanding. Yeah.
No issues there. I was going to save it, as I said before, for Friday, but North Carolina's not in the Final Four, so there's really no saving the North Carolina teal. So we're going to take that out of Thursday. I think the lacrosse team is playing tonight. Where's Newbie when we need him? I think North Carolina.
Where's Newbie? We need Newbie, right, for lacrosse picks. Yeah.
Don't forget Saturday, Lafayette against Navy. So
that's right. Put that one in your back pocket, right? If you're listening. Yeah, Saturday.
Not very deep though, right? Edmonton. I mean, you think
like
Colorado's got a gazillion guys. Toronto's got a gazillion guys. Look, there's a number of teams that got a gazillion guys. Toronto really doesn't. Maybe that's why they
Edmonton, you mean? Yeah.
Edmonton.
When you look at the odds, it's still surprising to me that Edmonton's where they're at because I don't think they're deep.
It's amazing. All right, we'll talk about it when we come back to Game 5.
We all know nothing beats the energy of playing live roulette in a casino. But playing roulette online sure does have its perks. At the casino, you'll average 40 to 50 spins per hour. But online, you're looking at 100 to 150. The more spins, the more chance of wins. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
4 number ones, 4 champions, 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number one.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 1 of our 2-hour extravaganza. So let's scan the scoreboards here, Dave. We'll start baseball since there's only a couple of games that are going on and no more. Weird schedule, 5 games today. Yesterday was getaway day, so basically teams have off Thursday, start 3-game series tomorrow, 3 in the afternoon. So we got 2 going on. Not much. Yankees lead 9-3 over Arizona. So, like I said, the Fungos, the Torpedo Bats are back in the 5th inning. That's tough to bet right now. No score, Milwaukee, Cincinnati. I did play a hunch with the boys on the podcast. I thought just maybe Cincinnati would break out after being shut out back-to-back games, but being shut out again in the 4th inning. They've now gone at least, I don't know what it was the game before, but 9 innings, and then 4 today. So they've been shut out for 20 straight innings at least, if not more.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where when you look at the line and you go, geez, Cortez is pitching and he's favored, and you go, why? How can that be? Well, it's only because the Reds didn't hit the last couple days. The Brewers, like I said before, facing a left-handed starter for the 5th time in 7 games, which is highly unusual.
Wow.
It doesn't help the hitting either. So I like the under before the game. It's still under. Things are looking good for the under. There's probably going to be a run scored in the next inning or 2, that 5th and 6th inning. We remind people every year when baseball season starts, that's when a lot of the runs are scored, and that's why the game has changed so much, because the 3rd time through the order. So if you're going to bet a yes run, no run in the 5th inning or 6th inning, that's usually when it happens. Sometimes that 5th inning is decided, the total in that 5th, by a meaningless run or a 2-out base hit. You lose a side or a total. Everybody knows what I'm talking about with that situation. So good game. The other game, not so good. The Yankees are putting it on the Diamondbacks. That's okay. Get all the hits out now, Yankees. Get them all out now. You can bring the Torpedo Bats to Pittsburgh. You got a home opener in Pittsburgh tomorrow. Good luck. We'll see tonight. Enjoy that. -122. Looks like it was a gift tonight on the Yankees.
Yeah, looks like it. I didn't think they were going to get swept. That would have been nice. That would have been really nice, but that was asking for a lot. And that number was high, the total, and it obviously blew way over. So somebody knew. That was 9.5. So
one time last year in a 3-game series, only one time where the Yankees swept all season.
Wow.
Yeah, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They lost 3 games in a 3-game series to the Reds. Now, they got swept in a couple 2-game series, but that was the only time last year. So you're right. That probably should have been in the Wetzel book of plays, before that they weren't going to get swept again. So enjoy it.
One NBA game of note that sparked my interest. Now, Andrew Wiggins isn't playing for Miami, so he's a big piece of their cog. But I didn't get why Miami, which had covered eight in a row, just beat the Celtics in Boston last night. Maybe that's playing a role in this. We're home dogs to Memphis, which has lost 7 of 8. They've yet to win since they fired the head coach 3 in a row. They're 3-16-1 against the spread their last 20. We usually have them in our 5 on the line, but the game started. And I try not to use games that start. Sometimes we do, but I try and pick games, if possible, that haven't started yet. So Memphis was a 4.5-point road favorite. It's tied at 49 right now at the half. You can still get Miami plus the 2.5. They're hanging in there without Wiggins. I still like Miami, Dave.
Another one of those situations where I fully expected you to have it on 5 on the line. Or
it started earlier.
Yep, but that's okay. But we've had it now multiple times against Memphis, and I was waiting for you to say the boys in Vegas were sleeping or the boys in Vegas were missing something. How in the world could this be? I saw it this morning and thought the same thing. The back-to-backs are one thing. The end of the season is another. These games will drive you crazy. It used to drive me crazy as an odds maker. It will drive you crazy as a bettor. But these things are strange, right? Miami, I got the game on. This looks like a pick'em game. Certainly not a 5-point road favorite. So let's go Heat.
Yeah. The other one, you're not really getting that much of a break right now, but Milwaukee's hanging tough, or Philadelphia, rather, is hanging tough with Milwaukee. 82-80, midway through, about 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Bucks were a 11, 12-point road favorite. Philadelphia is just atrocious, just god-awful, right? Against the spread, the whole kit and caboodle. You're still laying 7.5. If you get that down to like maybe 3.5, 4.5, maybe even 5.5. Then Milwaukee, Giannis is playing tonight, so they're not going to lose to Philadelphia, right? I mean, they stink.
I don't think so, but this is a gambler's game. This is the fans of Philadelphia aren't watching this. They're not watching this, and this is one of those nights where the Milwaukee fans are watching the Brewers, not the Bucks, because why would you even be worried about this? I mean, odds makers weren't worried about it. They made Milwaukee, like you said, it closed 11.5. And there was no dog play. Again, when you do these things, on the other side of the counter, we're always looking to try to find a bet on the dog. Everybody took a pass on the dog today. Good luck. I hit refresh. It's 84-82. It's 7.5 right now. If you're going to play this game, I think the number you want to play, Milwaukee, is under 6.5. If you can get 5.5, so you could get 2 possessions, 6. Lay less than 6. I think 6 would be good.
Right. Is anybody, Dave, betting these underdogs? I mean, how much does the window drop in the NBA this time of the year? I mean, Washington is awful, right? A big home underdog to Orlando. They're down double digits. Nets are awful. I think Minnesota's laying 13. Nets are down 12. I mean, Philadelphia, even though Philadelphia is hanging top. I mean, is anyone coming to the window realistically and betting these huge underdogs?
No. This is so the games today. Orlando, Washington. Orlando closed a 15.5-point road favorite.
Wow.
Milwaukee and Philadelphia closed an 11.5-point road favorite. Minnesota's in Brooklyn. They closed a 14-point road favorite. And every trend in the world, there's 6-1 to the over for the last 7 for Minnesota, 4-1 to the over in the last 5. You start to see that, the bad guys play the totals. Nobody bets the dog. You try to entice them and get a bet on the dog. Just like last night. I mean, we put up 17.5 in a basketball game. The dog ended up getting there in that one. Arguably, they should have got there in that OKC one, but the end of that OKC game, somehow Detroit didn't cover. Nobody's betting a dog in a big situation. So they put the money lines together just like they did in a basketball tournament in the NCAA. Chalk, 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 cost average, price down, and see you after the game. I mean, the dogs aren't winning the games. The last 2 weeks, they don't win.
Right. That's where it should be. I mean, the money, maybe that's why they do it, because people just, would do money line parlays, but you have to do like 6 of them. I mean, Minnesota's minus 25 to 1. I mean, you would need 10 of those to make it, a reasonable bet. It's funny, that's betting, right? I didn't catch the end of the Detroit game. I was keeping an eye on the New Orleans game.
Oh.
So you say Detroit had no business OKC had no business covering, and they did. And then New Orleans had no business cover. They were down 20. That you're getting 17 and a half, but they were down 21 with about 2 minutes left. And I'm thinking, oh, this is not going to happen. And they got the backdoor cover. So the one that shouldn't have covered did, and the one that was supposed to cover didn't. There's a game.
Without a doubt. Yeah. I was watching the OKC game, and Detroit was like down 6 with 2.5 minutes to go, and then didn't score again. And it was sitting, it was sitting 14, and they dunked the ball, and it was ruled offensive basket interference, and ball popped out, and so they didn't. It fell 16 or 17, whatever it did, because of the end, and then it was just a dribble out. It was crazy. It was a 10-0 run almost to cover for Oklahoma City. So, listen, they've been one of the best teams in the league history with their rate of covering spreads. Odds makers, just get us to the playoffs. That's it. We've had enough.
11 straight they've won and covered. You know how hard it is to cover 11 in a row as a favorite?
Yep.
We all know nothing beats the energy of playing live roulette in a casino. But playing roulette online sure does have its perks. At the casino, you'll average 40 to 50 spins per hour. But online, you're looking at 100 to 150. The more spins, the more chance of wins. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
4 number ones, 4 champions. 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number one.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave cruising along hour number 1. We got Black Cloud coming up in about 5 minutes. We'll get to that. The big slate of hockey, though, Dave, as we get into crunch time at 5, 6, 7 games left. I'll start with my beloved Bruins, who, they can beat somebody, but they're beating people up. They're not beating teams. They're just winning all the fights, as Boston just beat the snot out of somebody else. So, But
Yep.
lose the battle, win the war, however you want to look at it. At this point, they're down 2-0 against Montreal. They lost 9 in a row. This was another one I was going to use for the trends, but again, it started earlier before we came on the air, and if I could avoid that, I try and avoid that as much as possible. So otherwise, I would have said definitely. All right, winners bet with streaks, losers bet against streaks. You know that. So down to zip Montreal, playing well, battling the Rangers, battling Columbus for the final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. That's really going to come down to the wire. That's going to be a lot of fun. So nice job by the Canadians right now, up 2-0.
Absolutely, yeah. Boston's a team that, again, another number. I don't think the Canadians have been this big a favorite in this maybe since COVID. Like, it's been years since they've been a $2 favorite over anybody. I mean, really. So saw that number and said, "Yep, it don't matter. Lay it, play it. That's it." They're pitching a shutout. Avalanche and Blue Jackets. Avalanche are going through it. I mean, they had a tough one. They got the win, and now they're playing the Blue Jackets. It's 2-2, second period, 15 minutes ago, that game over. One of the trends we talked about, the Blues are trailing the Penguins. How about the Blues are trailing the Penguins after a period? Nighttime in Pittsburgh behind me. That's an interesting game where we'll see. I think it's probably time to bet the Blues. They'll score the next goal, get this thing tied up, and then we'll go from there. So
here's a good one for you.
Which one?
With the Blues. Let me just double check to see if we can add to it. I think we can. Let me see when my boy Russ scored. Yeah. Again, the St. Louis Blues, for whatever reason, have allowed the second most goals to start the game. First 10 minutes. Right, like first, will someone score the first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes that you can bet on?
Yep.
They have allowed the second most in first 10 minutes. And it happened again tonight. Russ scored 3.5 minutes in.
Happened again tonight. You're right.
I mean, I guess someone would have to in second, but usually it's a bad team that would do that, right? Not a really good team.
You would think so. Shots on goal, 8 for the Penguins, 4 for St. Louis. I don't know. I don't know what to attribute that to other than just kind of starting slow, but then making adjustments. I mean, they win all these games in a row, and they got a goaltender that, I mean, he won the thing for Canada, Bennington. I mean, this is one of those teams that's going to be dangerous in the playoffs. So, but they're going to lose before next week. Before the end of the season. We got about 7 games left, so maybe a week and a half, whatever it is. Did they get caught tonight? I mean, it's even money. This thing closed minus 230. It's even money.
I was a little leery tonight with St. Louis because they scored. They beat Detroit the other day 2-1. They scored with about 20 seconds left to send it to overtime. And then they won they did win in overtime, not a shootout. But it just, listen, you could say they're just doing everything in the world to keep the streak going, or sometimes it's just like, I wonder if they just ran out of gas, because they had a stretch there where they scored 4 goals or more in like 8 straight games. Now the last 2, they had 2 against Detroit, and that needed an overtime, and they had 2 before that in a 2-1 win at Colorado. So and only 3 against god-awful Nashville, the game before that. So I just wonder if it's like this last, great win just kind of took the sails out of it. Like, that's it. Whew, we're pooped, emotionally.
I'm not buying it. I just took +1.
I thought that sounded pretty good, no?
Yeah, it did sound good. I was listening, but no, this is going to the Vinny Mattress Fund. This is the Blues. Yeah, the Blues Vinny Mattress Fund is part of the play. It worked yesterday. I think it'll work today.
9 straight home wins too for St. Louis.
Yeah, we're good. Listen, that's it. All right, we got to get the kid a mattress. We got to get him the nice mattress. We're on the Blues. Under in the baseball game as well. Reds Brewers. It's in the 5th inning. Wait, they're going to score. All right, maybe we'll let it go.
I looked it up.
4.5.
4.5. Wow. Yeah. They scored 13 runs 3 games ago. They scored in the 7th inning. They didn't bat in the 9th. So there's 1 inning in that game. Then back-to-back 9s. So that's 18. That's 19. 4 today. So 23 straight innings for Cincinnati without scoring.
Woo!
That's tough to do. 2025. That's with torpedo bats and everything. That's wow. And I'm sitting on the over. Cincinnati. Nice. I'm gonna lose podcast subscribers if I keep on doing bets like that. I mean,
no. That's all right. You know what's coming up next? It says it right there on the screen. Scott Wetzel's Black Cloud Play of the Night, where things have been rolling pretty good. Did we hit it last night? I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember what it was.
No, we came up 4 points shy, 4 or 5 in the Nebraska game.
Oh, that's right. It was that crazy basketball game. That's right.
I didn't really like that one. There just weren't that many choices. But and the first game went way over Xavier and whoever. That had like 180 points. So yeah. So we'll bounce back. We'll definitely bounce back. I like Dallas tonight. I'm surprised Nashville's kind of hanging tough. No score, by the way, with the Stars. Because that's completely in the tank. Still minus 280.
Whoa, yeah, that's a little bit expensive. Yeah. That's a little
10 and 1. Dallas last 11 at home. They've won 6 in a row. 15 and 5 their last 20. And Nashville is not 29 on the road this year. They're not winning in Dallas. I wouldn't.
No,
think.
I don't think so either.
Parlay partner with that one. But
Bruins and Canadians under 4.5. How do you like that right now?
Yeah, I like it.
There's only one period left. That's the time to play it. 2-0.
Yeah. They can't score. So that's even scoring and giving up an empty netter.
Right.
Yeah.
Another
great Black Cloud play coming up next.
We all know nothing beats the energy of playing live roulette in a casino. But playing roulette online sure does have its perks. At the casino, you'll average 40 to 50 spins per hour. But online, you're looking at 100 to 150. The more spins, the more chance of wins. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
4 number ones, 4 champions. 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number one.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave closing out hour number 1. You know where we're going. 54 past the hour of hour number 1. Black Cloud Play of the Day. Yeah, I'm gonna continue the theme here, Dave, of this being a chalk weekend. I think George Kurtz should be hosting the show tonight because he's a big chalk better, right? I think we're due. So we used it with our same game parlay with Edmonton. Black Cloud, we're going to the ice, and we're going to find another. It's not a big favorite, but it should happen. We're going to go with the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Winnipeg Jets. Line opened up right around pick'em or so. I got it at -120. They announced Hellebuck's not playing. The backup is playing for Winnipeg. But, I don't care if Hellebuck is playing. I almost wish he was playing. He never won a big game in his life, so I'm not really worried about Hellebuck. When he takes on the San Jose Sharks and Anaheim Mighty Ducks, then I'll worry about it. But taking on Vegas, I think it's really a pro Vegas play. They're due. They had won 6 in a row. They were on a long road trip. They came home. They were with their girlfriends and wives and stuff, and they didn't want to go play hockey when you have a long road trip like that, right? So this is now the second game after losing to Edmonton on Tuesday. So Vegas -120, even it's up to probably -150 or so, again, because Hellebuck's not playing. And here's the kicker to it all, as they mentioned in the trend segment. They've beaten Winnipeg, for whatever reason, 9 straight, including 2 this season. Albeit 1 going to overtime, but still, 9 in a row. I don't know how you explain that, because Winnipeg's been pretty good. Vegas has been pretty good. To have that kind of dominance over a good team for, a 3-year stretch, if they play 3 times a year, 4 times a year, 2, 3, 4-year stretch. So I don't think Vegas is going to lose. I don't know how many times they've lost back-to-back home games. I'm sure it's not that many. They're very good at home. So Black Cloud, double your play. If you're a dollar player, make it 2. Who knows? Make it 3. Really stretch the limits. Vegas at home to beat Winnipeg.
Well, early bird gets the worm. You got -120. It's -160 or -165 wherever you shop. So it has really steamed up, which doesn't usually
I hate that.
go well for Black Cloud. Yeah, right. That's a little scary. At home this season, 27-8-3. Vegas is. We mentioned that the other night. They did lose at home. Winnipeg is right now the President's Trophy winner, which is the team that has the most points in the NHL. So how do you explain this? You don't. Sometimes you just go, with your gut, go with your feel, go with whatever numbers you want to make work for you. The Black Cloud play of the night, the Vegas Golden Knights. If you want to grab Chipotle or something on the way, we'll go to the game. I could pick up Vinny, pick up you. I know Tommy's hanging around. Tommy's a hockey guy. We can all go to the game, shoot down there, because everybody's at the Crown game final here in Vegas. So down the street. Yeah, right. Literally, you can walk between the 2 arenas. It's so crazy down there. But yeah, we go watch a little hockey and have a nice bowl of something, burritos or something, whatever you want.
I'm not a big Chipotle guy.
No?
My kids like it. Nah, I'm not. Mexican food, it doesn't really sit well with me. You know why? Because I went to Texas, El Paso for a year, and just a year of eating everything Mexican. You could have a hamburger and fries, and it tastes Mexican. It just tastes that spicy. I shouldn't say Mexican. It tastes spicy. It's got that. It's just like, and that was 30 years ago. I'm still burnt out on it. So it's like, it's all the same.
I understand.
Ground beef, and tomatoes and lettuce. And 5 different ways to make it, but that's all it is.
See, this is where you're wrong. This is now people are going this Wetzel. He comes up with some crazy things.
What else?
He doesn't like anything spicy. There's other things in there, but a lot of times it does taste the same. I get it. I lived in Curacao for over a year. We went to Denny's for breakfast or lunch, and I ate the
for a while.
bird sandwich every day. We did it every day. I lived there. When I came home, I never went back. Nothing personal, Denny's.
Really?
The same thing over and over and over. Yes. Denny's, occasionally I'll get a Grand Slam.
Denny's or Chipotle every single day. Which one could you last longer?
Oh, that's not even a question. Chipotle, easy, -300.
I could order Mexican at Denny's if I really wanted to. So I might as well go
not
with
the same.
Denny's.
That's why your stomach goes.
$3 breakfast? Can't feed the Denny's.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. 4 number ones. 4 champions. 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number one.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And welcome in Game Live Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Watching a little NBA, not too much, but a couple of games around the board. Of course, the big one later on tonight, Lakers and Golden State Warriors. I say big, it's a regular season NBA game. Half the players probably won't even play. Got full slate of hockey, though, Dave. Got a couple of baseball games going on. Keeping a keen eye on the Cincinnati-Milwaukee game. We need some runs there, at least from Cincinnati anyway. I know you got the under. And then a little NIT action, and NIT finals kicking off in about 2, 3, 4 minutes or so. So a couple things that we could put a couple of shekels on. Got another goal. I did like that Colorado over tonight. I thought Columbus has been a scoring machine. I hope they make the playoffs just because I want to see the Rangers knocked out, but I think they're good for the postseason. Team that's going to go up and down the ice. So 3-2 Columbus over Colorado. Get the Avs plus 168. And St. Louis did tie up Pittsburgh. So if you grabbed them before, like we talked about, boom, they're back to being a 220 favorite. Now you grab the Pens if you want it plus 168.
Can you imagine? We're searching for ideas and doing different things. I mean, there was a great line in the movie The Godfather where he said, we're going to the mattresses. I mean, we got to have a go into the mattresses play from the consig. I mean, every day we got to come up with something, with a graphic of this. Let's go to the mattresses with this one. I mean, yesterday it was Yankees on the run line plus 3.5, and bam, dialed up a home run. This one here was between periods before they come back out. We get a quick goal from St. Louis. And what is the new total? What is the new number? This is absurd. It moved that much?
Minus 220 St. Louis.
I feel pretty comfortable with
getting slight odds, plus 103, 104, something like that, to being an over 2-1 favorite. That's crazy. It's just crazy. Colorado just scored. Man, I did love that. That was our best bet in hockey on the podcast today. Over Colorado Columbus.
The in-game total for that is 9.5. 9.5. I think I still might go over that total. Yeah.
It might. Right? You need 4-4. You would need 5-5, right? Or 6-4.
6-4 could get there.
Netter.
Yeah, there's 7 minutes left in the second period. Yeah. All right. We'll put Tommy to work back at Master Control. We'll keep him. If there's a goal scored in the Colorado Avalanche or Columbus Blue Jackets game, we need the goal horn. And, of course, in the Penguins and the St. Louis Blues, we need the goal horn. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I like that.
Would you rather have over 9.5 plus 144 right now, or wait 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it'll go to 8.5 minus odds?
I mean, those plus odds are good if you think you're going to get to 10.
I know.
Obviously, the number's more important, but the juice always matters. You don't want to lay a bad price. If you think there's going to be another goal scored in this period with, let me see, 6 minutes left, you got to take the over 9.5 with the plus money. You have to. But the game falling on an odd number is much more likely, so that's why that price when it goes to 8.5, because it can end 5-4 and you win it. So I mean, you can't go under 9.5 and over 8.5. You could and shoot for that one shot in the middle, but the juice is already out of control. Yeah, grab the over 9.5, plus 160 right now for me. Yeah.
Well, they don't want to drop that to 8.5, do they? Clearly, right? You don't see plus 168s too often.
No,
they just drop it.
It's more the minus. So now what's going on, and especially as the games get between teams that are playing for something and teams that are not, they leave it on the number longer and move the juice bigger. Like where it's 9.5, they'll go to minus 220 or even minus 240 or minus 250 before they actually move the number. So, well, it just locked. It just locked, Wetzel. It just locked. And guess what happened?
Colorado scored.
Vinny,
Unbelievable.
Vinny, hit it, Vinny.
Where's the horn?
Hit it, Vinny. We need it. All right. We'll get it. Colorado scored. Don't hit the wrong button. Talk that thing right into existence. We talked that thing right into existence. It's 4-3. 10.5.
10.5.
Just like that. Yeah.
Just like that.
That's
McKinnon's having a monster night. Is this another McKinnon goal? Let me see.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know. Hold on. We got a locked screen. The Penguins and the Blues. Everything's locked there too. We'll wait and see what happens. 5 minutes gone in the second period where something's locked. It's either a power play or play the horn. Play the horn. Pittsburgh Penguins 2, St. Louis Blues 1. So if you liked them before, you can go back and get plus 115. So what I did was sneak for half the bet. I took the Penguins plus 160. So I got a plus 115 on the Blues, and I got a plus 160 for half on the Penguins. So, we can't leave this kid Vinny sleeping on a bad mattress. So we got to make sure for the mattress fund, we're doing okay. So 2-1 Penguins. A lot of time.
How about this one?
What?
That's why you always hedge. Even if you like St. Louis, if you got them plus odds, even small, that plus the other way, you just have to do it. You just do. How about this for a little mattress fund? Ottawa 2-1 over Tampa Bay. 13.5 minutes left, so you don't have we don't have all day here, but plus 285 on Tampa Bay. Can they tie it up?
I think we got to wait on that because, if you're going to grab it, though, the Ottawa's on a power play. So the price is plus 250 on the Lightning. Boy, that looks appealing.
285.
That looks very appealing. Wow.
FanDuel's give me 285, but that's why, because they're on a power play. So you grab it, knowing that if they don't score, it's not going to be 285 anymore. Or if they do score, you're screwed. You're down 3-1.
Well, that's the gamble, right? Like if you think that you're going to kill the penalty, you take the 260. If you think that you want to wait and take a lesser price rather than be worried about being down 3-1, I'm in favor of grabbing the better price. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Because there really aren't that many power play goals. There are some, but it's not like it's an oil. Like they really bump it up 20, 30, 40 points? How if you were doing the book, right? This game, right? We'll use this game. All right, it's 2-1, low scoring game, and then Ottawa goes on a power play. We'll say Ottawa was a 2-1 favorite. How much more would you make them?
Not much. I wouldn't move it much because unless you have a team specifically good on the power play, you just leave the price the same because, again, it's the amount of time left on the clock, and it's a perishable item, so the price changes based on nothing happening as it trickles down. So yeah, I wouldn't move it much. Plus 260, 12 and a half minutes left. If you're going to like the Lightning, you better do it now because, if they kill this penalty, we're good. The Canadians just scored 3-0. 3-0 against Boston, yeah.
Nashville just scored against Dallas. Now you can get Nashville at pick-up. 7 minutes into the second period. Got to take that, right? Nashville's not losing to Nashville's not beating Dallas.
Are they? I don't know. I'm glad we got Vecchio next segment. Tom's a hockey guy. We'll be able to talk to him about the West Coast hockey games tonight. Maybe we'll ask him even a couple in-game plays if he sees anything. I'll be interested to see what he says about the Knights and the Jets.
Yeah, that's coming up next. SportsGrid host Tom Beck.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. So a little hockey, a little NBA, a little NIT action, CBC action as well. Also want to welcome in Steve's book is following us now on Twitter. So it's at Opposite Picks, at Sportsbook Consig. If you want to follow Dave, hopefully Steve did as well. He's over at wagertalk.com. So a lot to get to. I always like to welcome in new viewers, new listeners, and new followers. Always feel free to tweet either me or Dave or both of us, actually. Include SportsGrid, obviously, on the tweet as well. So with that, let's welcome in our good buddy Tom Vecchio. You see him all the time on the grid. What's going on, Tom? How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Yanks are winning right now. Rangers came away with the win last night, so it's all good for me, despite the fact I have a ticket on the Rangers to miss the playoffs. Things are looking good right now.
Yeah, we'll see about those Yankees tomorrow. They're going to Pittsburgh. They're in big trouble, just so you know. The Pirates are going to take at least one of 3. I know you're not scared. Yankees aren't scared, but listen, the Buccos, they miss Skeens, so everything's coming up good for the Yankees. Listen, you're already nourished. You know, you got the workout in. You're looking good. You're very relaxed. Somehow we're talking about hockey, and we'll get to the Jets and the Knights, which is the game of the night. But you found a bet in the Ducks and the Flames. Like, I had that one skipped on the list, Vecchio. I'm impressed. What do you got in this game?
So late season, the Flames are not eliminated, right? And they are back at home and they're playing with desperation. And that's one of those things that I love. It's like one of those things that we can't necessarily quantify, or maybe you could speak to it, Dave. You're like, they're not eliminated and they're on the outside looking in. The Blues are a rocket ship and, the Wild are struggling, but the Flames are still behind them. So I like Matt Coronado for a point tonight. One of their younger players. He does have 7 points over the last 10 games, but obviously we need to take that with a grain of salt. He's gone 4 or 5 games without a point, but he's still on the second forward line, first power play. They're playing the Ducks. Over the last 2 weeks, the Ducks are allowing 2.79 goals per 60 minutes in 5v5 situations. That's in the bottom half of the league. He's a shoot first player. Coming up through the AHL, like he's got a great release. He's okay on defense, but they're back at home. And that desperation factor, like they need to step on the gas. And if they want to have any shot at making the last wild card spot, they need the Wild to fall back, no pun intended. And they're going to need the offense tonight against a beatable team in the Ducks.
How about one game that's underway? It had 1-0 Utah over LA, so it must have been a controversial goal that they waved off, so no score there. So back to LA being minus 140 favorites, 4.5 minutes in, no score against the Utes.
Yeah, I would look there again. I like the Kings. We spoke about them last week. The depth players that they have really throughout their lineup are a place I always often look to. The other night when they won, was it 8-1 against the Sharks? Like that's the type of offense that they can have to an extent. We have to take that. They played the Sharks 8-1. We're not going to see every night, but they have really good shooters. Now their defense can be a little bit suspect. I'm not convinced of Darcy Kemper, Ned at times, David Bridgeford, whoever it might be. I'm not convinced on their goaltending, but I think they have the pieces to potentially upset the Oilers in the first round.
Any thoughts on the Knights and the Jets? Any real opinion either way? It's a tough game.
It's a tough game. Like you said, it's game of the night, but Eric Comrie's in net. Like, it's on Hellebuck. So I see this as like, I think the Jets put up a good performance just because they're a solid team overall, but I don't think this paints a picture of an indication of where we should be viewing the Jets moving forward. Like they're not at their best, right? Hellebuck's not in net. So I think it's a fun game to watch, but take the Knights at home. I think it's fine.
Why would they do that, Tom? Well, out of all the games to rest him, why would you rest him against one of the absolute best teams in the Western Conference? Why not pick some other team?
Who they? I mean, that's a good question. Are they playing tomorrow? I actually don't know tomorrow's schedule yet. So if they're playing tomorrow, which I don't think they are,
they are not playing tomorrow. No.
Well, it's the other thing. Like they've clinched. Right, yeah. So they clinched. I mean, they play at Utah. Maybe they see like, they can give Hellebuck an extra day of rest. They're at Utah on Saturday. Like that's a quote unquote winnable matchup. So get him the extra rest, and then you get him an easier game on Saturday. I don't know. That could be the only logic. I don't know.
Let's show off a little bit. Let's show off the wheelhouse and go a basketball game tonight. Everybody's talking about it. It's probably the game of the night with Golden State at the Lakers. Side total, anything in particular with this one?
Yeah, let's go under 229.5. Really like this under. With Denver losing the past 2 games, the Lakers have jumped up to the 3 seed. I don't think they'll catch the Rockets in the 2, but the Warriors are also playing for a lot in terms of seeding. We have both teams. They're in the top 10 in defensive efficiency. This is an important game. This is a very, very important late season game. These are the best games to bet in the NBA. We know what the rotation is going to be. We're not worried about starters being pulled outside of a blowout of 30 points, which is not going to be. It's a 1 and 1.5 point spread. All the starters should be in there. A high-intensity playoff-type game when the teams are fighting for seeding. I see this as an under tonight. We're not seeing a 130 to 135 type of game tonight.
Yeah, and it's big seeding too, Tom, right? I mean, we're talking about, Lakers could go down to 5, which means they don't even get home court advantage in the first round versus being at 3 where they are now. Lost tonight at home. That would give them just a 1-game lead over Golden State, and then you got Denver mixed in there as well. I know that's not a play of yours, but who do you think ends up winning the game?
Tonight, I'll take the Lakers.
Okay. This is it. Yeah, I'm leaning Golden State.
Okay.
Tom, we know how much you pay attention to what you put in your body, the temple that it is, and everything else. Scott and I had a very, very deep discussion. Well, it really wasn't, but a lot of people were watching and came at us for this. If you could only eat one the rest of your time here right now for a stretch, and you had to pick between Chipotle and Denny's, which one would you pick? Which one would be favored for you?
I can't tell you the last time I had either of them, but I think I would go Denny's based on the variety, where Chipotle is like essentially the same thing, just various combinations. But like Denny's, like you get eggs, you got pancakes, waffles, like they have burgers. I think they have a wider range. I would go with that.
All right, that's fine.
I hope you didn't go with the under Colorado Columbus, because
I have
Colorado
the
just
over.
scored again. There you go. Good. 5-3 now after 2. At 10.5 might just hit. Tom, great job. Tom Vecchio here on the grid. More coming up.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. 4 number ones, 4 champions, 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number 1.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Dave, thanks to Tom Vecchio, who joins us from time to time. Seeing him all the time here on the Grid. A couple plays tonight. So, looking forward to Golden State Lakers, but we'll see if it really materializes. I don't even know if playoff basketball will have defense, but not a bad little play under. Lakers, more than capable of going under, that is for sure. Hockey, yeah, Colorado did score again, Dave. So finally, after 2, we got 8 goals, 5-3. So that over 9.5, looking halfway decent. If you did grab that at plus 144, had Tampa Bay on a power play against Ottawa, but they didn't score. 2-1, 2.5 minutes left, up to 750. We need one goal out of Tampa Bay. We got to tie this thing up. So,
yep.
But and then St. Louis took a 3-2 lead over your Penguins.
They did, and that's a good score because we got on the Blues for the mattress. The Sixers lost to the Bucks 126-113. So the Bucks covered all the numbers. Ooh. So that thing was close. And we said if you could get 6.5, even 7.5, that was good. But man, I mean, the people watching the show, they love when we give them the plays. But then when we have these debates, I mean, we got guys that legit watch the show every night, and it's fun when they can participate. And again, thank you guys for tweeting at us and tagging the Grid at Opposite Picks, at SportsBK Consig. Ron Sean, there he is, 23, all day for the green check, Opposite Picks. They like the Denny's. That was a good call by you. He's not the only one. I mean, CBW, this guy, he watches us all the time, tweets at us, lets us know when things are happening. Came with the Denny's call right there at Opposite Picks, at SportsBK Consig. Great job by the graphics guys to get these things up here. It's a participative show. I mean, we're doing it. The boys in the back are making sure we're good. They got the other guys putting together the graphics. This is what we do every night, Monday through Friday, right here from 5 to 7 Pacific, 8 to 10 Eastern. Wetzel and I, IGL, they call it for short, in-game live, game day, every day. Love it. This is great.
I got to learn how to put pictures up on Twitter.
Don't
how do you do that?
Start. Nope. Don't. No.
No.
Listen, stay in your wheelhouse.
But
it's not hard. Really it's not hard, but listen, sometimes these pre-production meetings that we've had, you click one thing, you change different things and stuff. Just show up, make sure that ace comb is in your back pocket, get the hair ready.
I got it.
Listen, stay in your lane. When I come back east and we all get together, I'll show you how to do it. It'll take 5 minutes. It's not hard, but one thing at a time. Stay focused on Wetzel's book of gambling and all the different things that you come up with every night. That's enough. That's all we need from you.
Yeah. Miami by 1 over Memphis. End of 3, 85-84. This Grizzly team is just they're going to lose tonight. I don't often re-emphasize the bet I liked. I don't want to put the black cloud on it, but this Grizzlies team is just. I see dopey John Morant getting in trouble again, pointing his finger like it's a gun. What is wrong with that dude? What is wrong with him? He's the biggest phony in the world. His parents are good people. He didn't grow up in the slums. He didn't do that's not him. And yet he wants to pretend like that's him. It's just the dopiest thing. Make $1 gazillion, enjoy life, stop acting like a dope. Yeah. So the NBA came down on him. Might get suspended. So Miami anyway over Morant and Memphis 85-84. They're still getting 1.5 points. I still think they cover the original number. I still think they win. I still like them. So Milwaukee ends up, you mentioned it, winning and covering.
Yep. You know what's going on right now in Yankee Stadium? We haven't checked on the game because it was out of hand, but now it's not. It's 9-7 in the bottom of the 7th. The Diamondbacks have crept back in. So another one of those situations. Sometimes that was a pick 'em game, and it was a big lead early. You could have grabbed 6.5 or 5.5 on the run line. Those situations, a lot of times those come back to where they were. But 16 runs scored. The other game, Reds and Brewers, 1-0. Bottom of the 7th. Brewers still leading with runners on base. They don't score. It goes to the 8th, 1-0.
26 straight innings. I'll check it when we come back. I'll let you know the record for consecutive scoreless innings. What do you think it'll be? I think in the 20s. I don't think it's 30.
Low 30s.
Low 30s? We'll let you know when we come back.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. 4 number ones, 4 champions, 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number one.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, we got a minute left for Tampa Bay to get the tying goal against the Ottawa Senators, Scott and Dave, hour number 2. Looking on the website here, I see an article, Dave, back in 2017 where the Kansas City Royals actually went 43 straight innings. I think I remember this without scoring a run. I mean, that is amazing. Think about that. That's at least, right, 9, 18, 27, 36, and we'll say those extra 6 are, a little bit before, a little bit after. So that's at least 4 straight games of being shut out.
What year was that?
2017. That was
when did they win the World Series? In 2014? Wasn't long after that. Before that, I think, right?
Something like that.
We'll have to check. Somebody will check when the last time that the Royals won the World Series. It was because it was in when Madison Bumgarner carried them,
the
right?
Mets. Yeah.
No,
not Madison Bumgarner. Who was it? Wasn't Bumgarner?
Oh, the big lefty. No.
Yeah. No, not Bumgarner. I don't think he ever pitched for Kansas City.
Okay.
Forget who it was, but not him.
All right.
We had trying to remember, but yeah, beat the Metsies 43 straight. Wow. All right, so Cincinnati's got a ways to go.
2015, yeah.
15.
So 2015,
so 2 years. So this was only 2 years later.
And then they went through a stretch where they didn't score a run for 43 innings. My goodness, man, oh man.
And with the Reds, they're doing it at home, which is a great hitter's ballpark, and now they're doing it in Milwaukee, which is a pretty good hitter's ballpark as well. So, top's 8 now. So 7 tonight, 9, 9, and 1. So 26, 27. Let's see if
Jeez.
they can get 26. Let's see if they can get. And I'm sitting on the over 3.5. Nice pick. 26 seconds left. This Tampa Bay team stinks. Toronto's going to win. Toronto is going to be the number one seed. You know, when we talk about hockey, like champions, we just tend to blow them off, Dave, right? And rightfully so. They never win. They always choke. Could this possibly be the year? Eastern Conference is down, right? You know, no Rangers, no real Devils, no Bruins. You only got a couple of teams. I mean, maybe, just maybe, could this actually be the year? Because right now, you know, if they hold on and lose, yeah, they did. Tampa Bay lost, so 2-1 Ottawa.
Wow.
So that means
Good game there.
the Maple Leafs maintain their lead. There's a
Right.
3-game lead over Tampa Bay and a 4-point lead, not game, but a 3-point lead over Tampa Bay and a 4-point lead over Florida. They've all played 75 games.
My
That's
goodness.
big.
I'm going.
Because now
Yeah.
they only have to face Tampa Bay or Florida. They don't have to face both of them, right? In the first
Yeah.
round, they should face Ottawa, the way it's situated right now. So, not having to face both of those teams.
I'm
it's
stuck
huge.
on this World Series when the Royals won. I'm going through because you're right. Madison
blood.
Bumgarner carried the Giants. It wasn't this, but
Yeah.
look, I mean this pitching staff. Joe Blanton was on it. Joba Chamberlain was on it. Johnny Cueto, Danny Duffy was a young pitcher there. Kelvin Herrera, Luke Hochevar, Ryan Matson. This team won a World Series. Jason
Yeah.
Vargas, Yordano Ventura, Edison Volquez, Chris Young. This team won a World Series.
That team won a World Series, yeah.
They won a World Series.
The dopey Mets couldn't beat that team.
My
How embarrassing
goodness.
is that? And their lineup wasn't great. They had one really, really good guy, if memory serves me right.
The outfield was
pretty good.
Lorenzo Cain,
was
Jared
okay.
Dyson, Alex Gordon. That was the outfield. The infield had
That was it.
Oh man, Eric Hosmer, Omar
he was the one guy.
Infante, Moustakis, Ben Zobrist.
Moustakis
those were the
wasn't bad.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the line was. How did they win?
Yeah.
Beat the Mets.
To beat the Mets. That would go down along with Bob Costas' worst team to win a World Series. Like that would have to be in that conversation.
Oh, I don't know.
We have to look at the 2015 Mets. Well, let me do that. Let me pop that up and see who was on that team that they couldn't beat that Kansas City Royals team.
My goodness.
2015. Let's see what we got here. Terry Collins was the manager of the Mets back then.
Right.
Travis d'Arnaud, who's still in the league. Neil Walker, Jose Reyes, Michael Conforto was on that team. I didn't realize he's that old. Yoenis Cespedes. Remember he had that great stretch.
Yep.
Curtis Granderson.
Yep.
Wilbur Flores. Jay Bruce on the bench. David Wright was on that team.
Yeah, that was it. We're bringing up bad memories for Vincenzo.
Yeah.
This isn't good. Yeah, we shouldn't be really talking. I don't know if I feel bad talking about the Mets.
Check out this pitching staff. They couldn't beat that dopey Royals team. Noah Syndergaard, Jacob deGrom, a healthy Jacob deGrom, Steve Matz, Matt Harvey, Mr. Batman himself, Bartolo Colon, Seth Lugo, speaking of Kansas City, was on that team even.
Jeez.
And they couldn't win.
Man.
Who was their closer?
Tyler.
Familia.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Clippard was the setup guy. Yeah, Clippard was the setup guy. Wow. Yeah. Sorry, Mets fans. Sorry to bring up bad memories. That's fine.
Yeah.
That stuff happens. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's
so much for that.
Hockey. The Blues are still winning. That's good. We're up 3-2 after 2. The Stars tied them up with the Predators. You're right. No score. Kings, Utah.
Did they? Nice.
Yeah. The Stars tied them up.
That was good.
Yeah. So we're going to sweat that one.
Bruins scored 3-1.
Okay.
That's a
Let's
window. They won't win.
make sure we end that just like that. We don't need no more goals in that game. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't want no more goals in that game.
Yeah, we get the under 4.5.
Right? We're just gonna sweep that all the way. Yeah.
Dallas now, by the way, a minus 210 favorite. So if you grabbed them and pick them before basically pick them, now you take a little nibble, little something on Nashville. Even though I do think Dallas is going to win, but just to always like we did with Pittsburgh, it's not the worst thing in the world. Just give a little bit back.
No. That's all.
Just kind of soften the blow if something crazy does happen.
96-94 Memphis on Miami. 7 minutes left in the basketball game. That one's going to come down to the end.
Got a little cushion there with 4.5. So 98-95 I got. That's 193 points. They're giving it over under a 226 with 6 minutes left. Yeah, I don't like that. Nets are hanging around against the Teacups. 97-82. Well, no, not anymore. 97-82. That's all but dead. Who do you like in the Laker game? Laying a point.
I'm leading Golden State. I'm leading Golden State.
Are you?
I think the game goes over. We'll see. Not in love with it. We got to ask Cam, who's coming up next, about obviously your same game parlay, because it's basically, the late game involving SJ Sharkey, and he's always keeping an eye out for us with the SJ Sharkey dumpster diver, things like that. I didn't even look at the golf. Did you look at the golf today down in Houston? I didn't even look at it. Hopefully he had a good day with the golf. Yeah, I didn't even look. We'll see.
Know right away.
Yeah.
Sam Ryder has the lead. I don't remember him saying Sam Ryder's name.
I don't think any of
his. Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of his first round leader picks came through.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
9? Guy shot 9 under?
63 on the first day of Lux's hat. Sam scores coming up next.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. 4 number ones, 4 champions, 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number one.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid as we welcome in our next guest, SportsGrid radio host, radio and TV, takes over top of the hour along with Gabe Morency. Mr. Cam Stewart has got a big smile on his face because he did in a strange sort of way there, Dave. We talked about it, have Sam Ryder first round at the Houston Open down in Texas. So Texas Open. What's going on, Cam? How are you? Pretty good,
Pretty
I imagine,
good,
huh?
Pretty good. I'll tell you this too, because I had Sam Ryder to 141 last week, first round leader. So I have Keith Mitchell. He has a 4-shot lead. Like all the other guys are 100 plus. Okay, like nobody can catch him unless they go eagle, birdie. Like I'm sitting there going, and I never get confident. And I see Sam Ryder sitting there. I'm like, he's the only guy in the course. He's got 5 holes. He's down 4. Birdie. I'm like, what? I put $10 on it, 1,250. Then I realized, I'm like, oh, I each weighed this guy too, because you could do top 8s instead of 5s and 6s. So they sawed me off another nickel, Dave, as I saw in the text that I sent you. So you know what, Gulfstream, screw your horses. I did it with humans today. I got clipped so bad. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Leader all race. Wow. Nag dies at the end for 4th. I'm like, okay, here we go again. Stuck in traffic. You know those days at horse racing? I'm just like, yeah. And then the golf. I'm like, ooh, Kashmir Keith's leading. And then I pulled a Dave Sharapan. I actually thought of Dave. I go, should I put money on Ryder if he does something like incredible, like a natural disaster? Like what he did at the end on the back 9 was stupid. So you know what? Thank you. Let's talk about tonight's games. Finally, I got one, Dave. But refrigerator's busted, phone, need a new phone. That's what happened. Last time I won $5,000 in golf. Sir, your car has an electrical issue. That'll be $4,200. And here's your money, sir. Thanks for the win.
That's what happens. Sometimes it finds its way to you. You found your way to Ryder. That's great. Now find a way to come up with something for the hockey games tonight. No Hellebuck. The line steamed on Vegas. It shot up. It's the Black Cloud play of the night. I hate to even mention it right now, but it's right there. Scott had it this morning at -120. Knights, Jets, side, total, anything for Cam Stewart.
This is a tough one. First we're going to do, let's take a look here. We're going to take the last game on the board. I'm going to take, guys, I'm taking Edmonton, San Jose, over 6.5.
Okay.
Small play at the start, hopefully no goals, and then we'll smash it when it goes down. All San Jose, have you seen the goals they've given up in their last game, but they could still score a few? Edmonton was pretty lucky against Vegas, too. They gave up a lot of quality chances in that game, so I think S.J. Sharkey at the tank can get a few. I'm thinking what are we thinking here? Like 6-3, something like that, 6-4? I'm actually, I told you guys last night, Chicago was a dangerous team. Colorado was so lucky to win that game. So lucky, but I had Chicago +1.5. What are we doing with the Jets and Vegas Golden Knights, guys? You like Vegas?
Yeah, I do. They're due, right, Dave? They're not going to lose 2 in a row at home.
I don't know, Scott. Crazy things happen in this league.
Yeah, I know. Backup goalie's in. It's been a chalk night so far. Although Tampa Bay lost, but that was about pick-up, right? Colorado's winning. St. Louis is winning. Dallas tied up Nashville, but they'll win that game. So I think the chalk continues. Go Vegas.
Yeah, it sucks because remember Boisson, Dave, you remember like the Jets' second string goalie used to be Vegas's goalie, but it's Comrie, right? So there's not really like that kind of like it. Ooh, I can get some revenge against my team. I don't really love Vegas tonight. I might have to pass on that game. How about under 5.5? Can we see like a lower scoring game in that game? Maybe. The guys play well for a backup goalie. Live bets right now. As I told you guys, I wish we had the tape. I've been betting Chattanooga since the history of time, or since this basketball tournament started. I'll take them again live at +3.5, +140 money line. We'll break it up with a Ginsu against UC Irvine. Contrast in styles. Irvine wants to slow it down. How do I get off the Chattanooga choo-choo train now? They've been good. They've won every damn game for me and covered in every game. I'm riding them to the end. So it's Chattanooga for me, guys, in college basketball. Other hockey live. Can we find something live? Oh, my God. What happened to the Blue Jackets? They were in that game. They're getting smoked. Blues,
7-3,
Nashville.
over 9.5 hits. How about that?
I got one for you. How about this little weird kind of anomaly after this team didn't play very well recently? How about Utah +100 live against the Kings?
Oh, wow.
That's a little bit different.
Okay.
Not much.
I got a
Dave, I don't want to
question
blow
for
my
you.
rider money. So I got to take it easy tonight. Then
Boys,
smash.
Vinny, have these graphics ready because, we asked, Scott and I started talking about something that you could eat like for the next month or 2 months if you had to eat your choice of two different things. And it was either Chipotle or Denny's. And we had
Denny's.
listeners.
Denny's.
It's not even close. Denny's. Look,
Not
Yvonne
even
Swan
close.
said
Chipotle,
Denny's.
guacamole, you're on the and I love all foods, but you're going to be on the can and stuff. Denny's, you can mix it up. You could do the all-day breakfast. Moon's over Miami. All the other things they got there. Some bourbon on a you can take that menu and just go ding, ding, ding. It's like a 25-game parlay. Just hit everything. The problem with Chipotle is, what am I going to do? Get the braised beef? Maybe I'll switch it up to chicken, little pulled pork. They only have like minimal options. Denny's, I can we could crush that menu. We'll never get sick. They got everything.
How about for a week? Even for a week, which would you prefer?
Denny's.
I still prefer Denny's. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got my girlfriend loves Chipotle, right? She's like, oh yeah, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like it, but it's one of those things, that type of food, I can only have I can't have it in the regular. Like chicken wings are my regular. Burgers are like regular, but it's like I like to mix it up. I even make curries at home too, because the doctor tells me it's really good for diabetes, right? Nice hot stuff and things like that. So, but I'm going to tell you, Chipotle after a while, my toilet doesn't agree. I'd rather have Denny.
Okay. That's fine.
Sorry, is this mic on? Are we here? Okay.
You break the flush button on the toilet.
We have anything else here?
Were you watching the Dodgers last night when they went ahead?
Gabe went nuts. He went nuts. And the best is Greg Frank's like, this is excellent, Morency. Now the Phillies will be the first team to beat your Dodgers.
Phillies are taking
settle down, Frank.
Phillies are taking 2 out of 3 this weekend against the Dodgers. Tell Gabe
I don't know about that, Dave. Can we just get one?
Yeah. David Cam, top of the hour. Thanks, Cam.
Later, guys.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care if people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. 4 number ones. 4 champions. 4 teams that battled and clawed their way here. But here's the thing about 4 number ones. Only one can truly be number one.
Incredibly difficult.
When the stakes are highest, there's only one place to get all your betting insights. SportsGrid. We've got you covered until only one remains. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
welcome back. In-game live, game day here on the grid. Thanks again, Cam Stewart takes over with the Gabe Morency, top of the hour here on SportsGrid Radio and TV. All right, couple of interesting things here. Winding down, sitting on a Miami plus 4.5 ticket. They're down to 21 seconds left. Now, a lot can happen in 21 seconds, but you would think, maybe if they don't hit the shot, I don't want overtime, you foul, and you lose by 4, and you win by the hook. So let's keep an eye on that. And then hockey, so far, 7-3 now. Colorado scored again. Columbus finally pulled their goalie after the 7th goal. Way to go, coach. So then over 9.5 plus 140 or change early that we talked about, that hit already with 11 minutes left. So now they're giving you 11.5.
Pretty good stuff. That was, having a night. This has been pretty good. Other than that late goal in Montreal and Boston, it went over to 4.5. Fell 5. 5's the most common number in the hockey, so that's my own fault for trying to get under 4.5. But the price was right. The Reds got shut out again. 3 straight days. 1-0. Nestor Cortez, the Brewers get it done. The Diamondbacks still trailed 9-7 in the bottom of the 8th. My DMs are blowing up. This talk about the Denny's versus the Chipotle has unbelievable. I mean, like, we talk about a lot of things, and Mets fans are mad that we mentioned the 2015 World Series, and Royals fans are upset that we didn't give that team its proper due. Like, I got a couple of Royals fans, JC from KC. He's upset because
they were
he said,
awful a year later. It was a fluke, right? I mean, they were in last place 2 years after that.
Yeah,
they all left.
That's true. It happens. It happens. But yeah, this Denny's thing. So if you get the meal at Denny's, you get one meal. Are you having breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Which one is it? Your breakfast? Are you at breakfast in the dinner time window? Do you do that or no?
Yeah. No, I can't do that. It's got to be before 11. Anything after 11, we're going to lunch, dinner. But I like breakfast. I do. Like, I'll skip lunch. I either have breakfast, no lunch, dinner, or I get up late, fiddle around. I'm looking forward to something for lunch, and I'll have early lunch and then dinner. But I can't have breakfast for dinner. Yeah, I can't do that.
Can you have breakfast for lunch? Like if it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, can you do breakfast?
No.
You just won't do it. You're not that guy.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
We're big breakfast.
And I'll eat
for
anything for breakfast.
Right. Okay.
Favorite breakfast? Pancakes and eggs. That little grand slam they offer up when you get the eggs and the pancakes. Oof. You walk out of there. I don't know how anybody could eat that and then have lunch like 4 hours later. I mean, it's just like, wow. I mean, I'm set. I am set. Whenever we go out, like on vacation, it's 2 meals, folks. All right? I tell the family, we're not going out 3 meals a day, a family of 5.
No.
We average 3 meals over a 2-day period. Eat big breakfast, skip lunch, dinner, and then get like a bagel or something the next morning. And
the kids are still
dinner.
growing. You only give them 2 meals in the day. 3. That's not enough.
3 for 2. 3 for the price of 2. Yeah, it's more than a meal a day. Hey, listen.
Your man John Morant just hit a buzzer beater. 110, Memphis 108, Miami Heat. It's final. The Heat cover. They'll win the game. Jaw's going crazy. I didn't see it. We'll see it after the show. But yeah, Jaw did it.
Anybody?
No. He's running around. Everybody's excited. Look, Jaw's dancing. Very, very excited. So Memphis gets it done. That Western Conference is going to be electric, boy. The playoffs are going to be great. I cannot wait. Yeah.
3-17-1 now. Oh, by the way, is Memphis, since they didn't cover. I don't know why they were favorites. They really, but 3-17-1. Got a note here. Austin Reeves averaging 21.5 points against the Golden State Warriors this year for the Lakers. His point total, and he's been on a tear. He really has been on a real good tear, believe it or not. He's turning into that third option. They're giving you on FanDuel. They bumped it up. It's 19.5. Boy, his number used to be in the 14s. So
The books pay attention too, Wetzel. You know that? They're watching the show. Everybody that's watching the show and tweeted at us tonight, thank you guys. I see Chad Drifke, Eron, Sean, CBW, Dougie D. Everybody, great job tonight. That was a good show with not a lot of sports going on. Yep. We found the way to do it.
Let's go Vegas. Black Cloud playing the night. Golden Knights. Let's go.
Come on, Knights.